most of his beliefs as well.
We're in an evolving society, that's all I'll say. We're never going back.
We're a devolving society.
We're not going back.
We are a devolving society. We love, because we love sin more now than we ever have.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
All right, so if you'll listen, I'm going to answer the question about whether or not God hates.
Sure.
Okay? Now remember, God's character is perfect. His love is perfect. His hatred is perfect. His wrath is perfect. His mercy and His grace.
Read the book.
No, I'm going to finish what I'm saying, young man. Have some respect.
God's word is way more important.
He'll get to the book faster if we let him just...
Listen. God is perfect. God's hatred isn't like our hatred. Our hatred is sinful because our hatred is selfish. And God commands us not to hate anyone for any reason. Okay? But God does hate. He doesn't merely hate the sin. Listen, Proverbs chapter 6. There are 6 things that the Lord hates. 7 that are an abomination to Him. Haughty eyes, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. A heart that devises wicked plans, feet that make haste to run to evil, a false witness who breathes out lies, and one who sows discord among brothers. Now, if you were listening, He doesn't merely hate being haughty. He hates the one who has haughty eyes. He doesn't merely hate telling lies. He hates a lying tongue. He doesn't merely hate the shedding of innocent blood. He hates the one who sheds innocent blood. And again, the point of this is that this is what makes God's love and grace and mercy so amazing, because He extends it to people, human beings like us, who deserve nothing but His wrath against against sin. One moment. Against sin. God, see, I know God loves me, but it's not because of who I am. It's in spite of who I am that God loves me.
Are you saying that God doesn't love me?
I don't know. I don't know. I know that God hates and loves at the same time and perfectly. Look, God promises to punish sinners, but He also promises to forgive sinners. And the only way God could do that is if God Himself paid the punishment for sinners like us. Look, if I was in a courtroom and I was convicted of a crime and I was sentenced to death, and let's take all of the arguments away, I did it, I confessed, the evidence was there. It wasn't a case of mistaken identity. It wasn't a corrupt police officer. It wasn't a corrupt judicial system. I committed the crime. I was guilty. And the judge sentenced me to death. And he says, Mr. Miano, you're not going to get 20 years of meals and beds and free education and 20 years of appeals on the taxpayer's dime. We're going to take you into the next room right now. We're going to strap you to a gurney and we're going to put you to sleep like a stray dog. And just as they're about to do that, the judge stands up from behind his bench. He takes off his robe of authority. He steps down from his bench and says, Tony, you're guilty. You deserve to die, and I'm going to take your place. The requirements of the law have to be satisfied, but I'm not going to make you satisfy that. I'm going to satisfy it on your behalf. And my friends, that's exactly what Jesus Christ did on the cross. It is at the cross where justice and mercy kissed. It is the only way the God who promises to punish sinners can reconcile, without being an eternal contradiction, the fact that He loves sinners and He saves them. It was at the cross. It's where justice and mercy kissed, where God the Father made His Son, Jesus Christ, who knew no sin, to be sin on our behalf, so that through Him we might receive the righteousness of God.
The issue, if sin is forgiven, we're all sinners.